Hey Snowboard Addiction, Taevis here. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to backside board slide and rails. To do this, I'm going to break backside board slides down into 3 steps. Body position, takeoff, the slide. Once you can hit all 3 of these points, you'll be able to backside board slide pretty much anything. Starting with body positioning. The base of your positioning should be your stacked position. This is the position we will start the trick with and end the trick in. A normal stack position has your body squared with the weight completely set on the balls of your feet. There are 2 challenges that will arise when trying to tweak this for a backside board slide. First, you need a bit of heel pressure on your takeoff. You want this extra heel pressure without leaning backwards. So instead, squat down a little bit more while letting your upper body hinge forward in correlation with your hips going back. Make sure you keep a straight spine throughout this range of motion. You'll know you've gone low enough when you feel your center of balance shift from the balls of your feet to your heels. If you do this while going downhill, you'll naturally turn a very slight amount towards your heel edge, but you will maintain a relatively straight line. This is exactly what you want. Next, shift from this position 90 degrees while moving your weight back to the balls of your feet. You do this with counter rotation. Rotate your arms towards the tail of your snowboard. This should put you in a perfectly stacked position where your board is rotated 90 and your arms are pulled towards your tail and your weight is shifted over the balls of your feet. That's why you need to learn this stacked position transition off snow. The best way to do this is on our training gear. If you don't have our gear, you can still practice this at home with or without a snowboard. Your goal is to get comfortable moving throughout these 3 positions: stacked, heel side stacked, counter rotated stacked. Once you can move through all 3 positions while maintaining a strong core, keeping stacked, and most importantly, landing completely 90, counter rotated with your weight set over the balls of your feet with a straight spine, you have this motion locked and ready for a rail. Next, we'll go to the takeoff. You have 3 goals on every takeoff. 1 is leaving off your tail. When you make contact with the takeoff until your tail leaves off the end, you get 2 crucial benefits. First is your front foot will be over the rail. This means if you rotated your board 90 degrees, your front foot would be right on top of the rail. Second, you are already a whole board length down the rail. Combine this with a little bit of speed and pop, and you're going to find that that rail is a lot smaller than you thought. The second goal is leaving the takeoff with no more than a 10-degree angle towards the rail. One of the largest challenges on a rail is sideways momentum. The more angle you have towards the rail, the more sideways momentum you will have. By adding a little bit of angle to your takeoff, you can take off further away from the rail, giving you more room and time to get your nose over the rail before rotating 90. Plus, a bit of sideways momentum will really help you with actually getting onto the rail. Number 3 is making sure that you leave the takeoff with a little bit of bend in your legs. When popping into a backside board slide, you never want your legs to fully extend. Fully extended legs do 3 things that are deadly on rails. They can make you lean. To hold edge pressure, you need to be crouched down in your stacked position. If you don't have a stacked position, the only way to achieve the same amount of edge pressure is to lean into it, which will cause you to land backseat when getting onto the rail. It also disconnects your body when doing tricks. You want every part of your body to feel tight. Not like you can't move, but like you can move in any direction with power. To understand this, try counter rotating from a stacked position versus a fully extended position. The fully extended position limits your range of motion, but with bend in your body, you can extend, subtract, and shift as needed, giving you much needed flexibility when trying to shred some metal. So a perfect takeoff has you leaving at a 10-degree angle off your tail with a bit of bend in your legs. The last part of getting into the perfect backside board slide is dealing with the rail itself. The easiest rails are fat turbo tubes because they give you a lot of angles to play with, allowing you to make very forgiving adjustments. All rails present 2 problems. Since rails vary on steepness, the angle you have to put your body onto in order to get into your stacked boardside position varies. This is a problem because you always need to land on the rail on the balls of your feet. The only way to get used to this is by doing 50-50s on the rail. 50-50s are the base for all rail tricks. Do 50-50s until you're very comfortable with the angle of the rail. From there, add your takeoff changes and your counter rotation changes. If done right, this will result in a backside board slide. This brings us to the last problem and why backside board slides are so hard to get perfectly every time. Sideways momentum. Sideways momentum happens every time you hit a rail, and it changes depending on how much angle of approach you have coming into a rail. A little bit of angle of approach equals a little bit of sideways momentum, and a lot of angle of approach equals a lot of sideways momentum. It's challenging to get the correct amount of sideways momentum every time, which is why we use something called catching the rail. Catching the rail refers to stopping your sideways momentum by hitting the side of a rail, then rocking over into your centered board slide position. Sometimes this is such a subtle motion, you won't even be able to tell that it's being used. Other times, like on a frontside lip slide, it's so dramatic that it becomes an essential part of the trick. The key to catching the rail is using your hips to adjust your board angle. You always want to be setting your body weight centered over the rail, so you can't catch the rail with your whole body angled. This will make it so you stop all your sideways momentum and can never get fully over top of the rail. But by using your hips to tilt your snowboard, you can still have your center of mass over the rail and have your board catch the side of it. This is easiest to do when backboarding over your front foot, because it allows you to make all of your adjustments just by lifting one leg, giving you more control and range of motion to play with. This whole principle is usually done subconsciously with muscle memory. The safest way to build this muscle memory is on a training rail. There you can practice getting your weight over the rail, hitting it on the side, and then shifting your body to centered stacked on top of the training bar. Backside board slides rely on all three of these principles working together. Takeoff, body position, catching the rail. I like to say you can only think about two things in any given trick. First needs to be your takeoff, and the second can be any single principle, be it arm positioning or catching the rail, head positioning. The point is, you can't train every single aspect of a backside board slide all at once. So taking the time to focus on the individual aspects and lock them into muscle memory is the best way to learn this trick. And by far the safest and fastest way to build this muscle memory bank is on a training bar. If you practice every principle in this video on and off snow and really learn them, you'll be able to backside board slide anything. Recap. Find a mellow down tube. Come in with an angle that works with your speed. Get into your stacked heel edge position. Ride off a takeoff while maintaining contact with the snow as long as possible. Pop up when maintaining a slight bend in your legs. Shift to the angle of the rail as you counter rotate into your 90-degree board slide. Catch the rail on your front foot. Shift your board to flat, ending in your stacked position over the rail. Hold this position into the end of the rail. Slide off the end and counter rotate back to stacked. Land and ride away. I'm Taevis from Snowboard Addiction, and our goal is to improve your riding.